Have you ever felt like your pain was a constant storm, one that only you endured? What if I told you that the tables are turning, and that storm is now being felt by those who caused your suffering? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change how you see your struggles. Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we're diving deep into the idea of karmic justice and the powerful truth about how the chosen ones, yes, that's you, are shifting the energy of pain and adversity back to where it came from. This isn't just about spirituality. It's about understanding the cycles of life, accountability, and how your struggles were never in vain. Stick around and we'll explore 1. Why you've experienced so much suffering. 2. How the energy of pain and growth works. 3. Why the tables are turning right now. By the end, you'll walk away with clarity, empowerment, and maybe even a little peace, knowing that your suffering served a much bigger purpose. 1. Why chosen ones face suffering. Let's break this down. If life has ever felt like a string of endless challenges, painful relationships, failures, or betrayals, it's not because you're cursed, it's because you're being refined just like gold. Gold, one of the most precious materials on earth, doesn't start as the shimmering metal we admire. It begins as a raw, unpolished, or mixed with impurities. To reach its true value, it must endure intense heat and pressure to burn away what doesn't belong. Your struggles are that fire, and you are the gold. Our toxic relationships may have tested your spirit, but they taught you the invaluable lesson of boundaries. Think about it. You wouldn't know how to guard your heart and prioritize your well-being without those experiences. Financial struggles may have stretched you thin, but they taught you resilience and resourcefulness. It's during these times that you learn to create solutions, tap into your inner strength, and find a way forward even when the odds seem stacked against you. Betrayals, though deeply painful, were mirrors reflecting the need for self-worth. They forced you to evaluate who deserves access to your life and reminded you to value yourself above all else. None of these hardships were random or meaningless. They were not punishments. They were preparations. Every challenge you faced has contributed to your growth, building a foundation of strength, wisdom, and perseverance. You've been sculpted into someone who not only survives adversity but thrives in its aftermath. You've been shaped into a leader, someone who can guide, inspire, and uplift others because you've walked through the fire and emerged stronger. The chosen ones are not those who avoid struggle, but those who endure it with grace and come out transformed. Just as gold shines brighter after purification, you now possess a brilliance born from your trials. Your scars are not signs of weakness, but badges of honor, each one telling a story of a battle fought and won. So embrace your journey. Every obstacle was a stepping stone, every pain a lesson, and every failure a redirection. You're not just surviving, you're becoming. Like gold, you are rare, resilient, and radiant. 2. The energy of pain and growth energy is a constant force. It doesn't vanish. It transforms. This principle, rooted in the law of conservation of energy, applies not only to the physical world but also to human emotions and interactions. When someone causes you harm through deceit, manipulation, or neglect, they don't erase that energy. Instead, it reverberates, creating a karmic ripple effect that influences everyone involved. Imagine this. Someone betrays your trust. In that moment, you feel crushed, angry, or betrayed. But as time passes, you process those emotions. You confront the pain, learn from the experience, and emerge stronger like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Your growth isn't just emotional. It's energetic. That pain has been transformed into resilience, self-awareness, and strength. You've gained 10 points of emotional growth, but what about the person who caused the harm? They might seem unaffected at first, going about their life as if nothing happened. Yet the energy they unleash doesn't disappear. Think of it like a boomerang. The negative energy they send out is destined to return, often with greater force. This isn't just a spiritual notion. It's grounded in the concept of cause and effect. Actions, positive or negative, have consequences. The scales of the universe balance in fascinating ways. For example, while you're gaining strength, they might face setbacks or inner turmoil. Perhaps guilt eats away at them, or their negative patterns catch up, leading to public exposure or strained relationships. It's not punishment, it's energy finding equilibrium. Their initial action subtracted 10 points from their emotional stability. and now they're dealing with the compounded consequences of that imbalance. This perspective isn't just comforting, it's empowering. It shifts the focus from revenge to growth. Instead of retaliating, you invest in yourself, trusting that the energy will sort itself out. This creates a virtuous cycle. The more you grow, the less power their actions hold over you, and the more the universe naturally corrects the imbalance. Ultimately, life is about transformation. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. By understanding the karmic ripple effect, you reclaim your power, turning adversity into an opportunity for growth and letting the universe handle the rest. 3. The tables are turning. This is where the story takes a turn. You've done the hard work. You've faced the hurt head-on, dismantled the walls that pain built, and rebuilt yourself into a version that feels truer and freer. You've healed, you've let go, and you've grown. And now something extraordinary is happening. Life is shifting the energy. The universe operates on a delicate balance, often described as karma. Karma is not about revenge. It's a cosmic cause and effect system that holds us accountable for our actions. When you were in the thick of your struggles, those who hurt you might have seemed untouchable, as if their actions carried no consequences. But as you emerge stronger, their lives might seem to unravel. Maybe they're losing the very opportunities they once gloated about, facing turmoil in their relationships, or being haunted by guilt that no apology can erase. This isn't a Hollywood plot. It's a reflection of universal balance. You think back to someone who deeply wronged you. At the time, the pain might have felt like a wound you'd never recover from. But here you are, standing taller, thinking clearer, and living better. And perhaps you've noticed that person's life isn't as golden as it once seemed. Their actions may have caught up to them. Maybe it's a career setback, a personal crisis, or the quiet torment of regret. This isn't a coincidence. It's the law of reciprocity at work. Here's the twist. Karmic justice isn't about you celebrating their downfall. It's a reminder of the power of choice. Just as their actions shape their current reality, your choice to heal and grow has shaped yours. You've become living proof that adversity can be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. So what's the takeaway? Focus on your path, not theirs. Their struggles are their lessons to learn, just as your struggles were yours. The universe isn't asking you to rejoice in their storms, but to appreciate the beauty of your own growth. Because while they may be facing turbulence, you're gliding on the wings of your resilience, a testament to what happens when you choose growth over grievance. Life moves forward, and so should you, stronger and brighter than ever. 4. Why they can't escape their karma, you might wonder. Can't people just dodge their karma? The truth is, they can't. Karma isn't about a cosmic punishment. It's about restoring balance. This principle is rooted in centuries-old philosophies, from Hinduism to Buddhism, emphasizing cause and effect. Every action, positive or negative, leaves an imprint on our lives. Try as they might, no one can escape the energetic ripples they create. Let's break it down. Imagine someone who has hurt you deeply. Perhaps they never acknowledged their wrongdoing, instead blaming others or pretending it didn't happen. On the surface, they may seem unaffected, but karma operates beneath the surface. By avoiding accountability, they're sowing seeds of imbalance in their lives. This often manifests as an inner storm, feelings of guilt, anxiety, or frustration that chip away at their peace of mind. It's like trying to run from a shadow. You can't escape what's inherently a part of you. Now let's get relatable. Have you ever known someone who seemed to get away with bad behavior? Maybe they lied, cheated, or manipulated their way through life. At first glance, it might seem like they're winning, but look closer. Do they jump from one toxic relationship to another? Do their careers stagnate while they search for fulfillment in all the wrong places? This isn't coincidence, it's karma in action. Their unresolved actions create a pattern, trapping them in cycles of dissatisfaction and conflict until they face the truth. Karma isn't a one-size-fits-all retribution. It's personalized. Some people experience it directly. What they give is what they receive. Others may endure indirect consequences like losing trust or respect from those around them. Karma is patient too. It doesn't rush but waits for the right time to teach its lesson. Here's a key takeaway. Karma isn't just a force acting against people. It's an opportunity. For the person who caused harm, it's a chance to reflect, make amends, and grow. For those hurt, it's a reminder to focus on healing rather than revenge. Balance can be restored when we take responsibility for our actions, So can people dodge their karma? No, but they can choose to face it, learn, and ultimately transform it into something positive. Now that's a story worth living. 5. How your healing amplifies their suffering. Healing is a transformative journey that shifts the balance of energy in relationships. Here's the twist. As you heal and grow, the negative actions of others often backfire. Why? Because healing breaks the energetic chain that once connected you to their behavior. When someone directs negativity, betrayal, manipulation, or criticism toward you, it often relies on a reaction to sustain its power. Think of it as a two-way energetic cord. The moment you react, whether in anger, sadness, or revenge, you feed that cord with energy. But when you heal, you stop engaging with their negativity, the cord snaps. Suddenly, their actions lose their power and they're left to deal with the consequences of their choices alone. Imagine someone betrays you. A friend spreads a rumor a partner is unfaithful. Naturally, you feel hurt and angry. But instead of staying stuck in those emotions, you decide to focus on your growth. You practice self-care, surround yourself with supportive people, and find peace and forgiveness. As you thrive, the person who wronged you is left with their guilt, shame, or unresolved issues. Your lack of reaction forces them to face their own reflection. The betrayal they once justified now stings them with no external distraction, just the raw truth of their actions. Here's the practical magic. Forgiveness isn't about letting them off the hook. It's about freeing yourself. Carrying resentment ties you to their energy, keeping the cycle alive. Forgiveness closes the loop. It's like shutting down a leaky faucet. You stop the emotional drain and reclaim your power. Forgiveness also accelerates the karmic cycle. Once you release that energy, life has a way of returning balance. Their actions find them not through revenge, but through natural consequences. Actually be emotions without judgment. 2. Healthy outlets. Write, meditate, or talk to someone you trust. 3. Affirmations. And yourself. I deserve peace, not pain. Focus on what you've gained from the experience, resilience, wisdom, or new opportunities. Ultimately, your healing isn't just for you. It's a mirror for others. The more you rise, the clearer their reflection becomes. And sometimes that's the most profound consequence of all. 6. Signs that the energy has shifted. There's a certain poetry in the way life has a way of balancing its scales, often in ways that seem subtle but unmistakable. If you've ever felt wronged by someone, you might recognize the signs that the tables are turning, often without any intervention on your part. These shifts can feel like cosmic justice, as the energy they once projected onto you now circles back to them. Let's delve deeper into this phenomenon. Have you noticed how someone who wronged you starts avoiding eye contact, or even your company? This behavior often stems from guilt or an unconscious awareness of their actions catching up to them. Psychologically, guilt activates discomfort, which manifests as avoidance or nervousness. It's like their conscience whispers reminders of their wrongdoings every time they see you, even if they never admit it aloud. Another intriguing shift occurs when the person who wronged you experiences unexplained challenges, such as job loss, relationship turmoil, or public embarrassment. While this might sound like karmic retribution, it's often more about the energy they've created. Negativity breeds negativity, the energy they put out into the world, whether through deceit, betrayal, or harm, eventually finds its way back, echoing the concept of what goes around comes around. Perhaps the most empowering sign is what happens to you. Suddenly you feel lighter, freer, as if a weight you carried for too long has been lifted. This isn't just relief. It's a sign of personal growth. By releasing the pain and refusing to dwell on their actions, you transcend the cycle of suffering. In a sense, you return to center the energy they left with you, forcing them to deal with it themselves. Quantum physics suggests that energy isn't destroyed. It's transferred. Emotional energy works in a similar way. When someone hurts you, they project their unresolved emotions onto you. If you refuse to absorb it, by choosing healing over vengeance, it stays with them, eventually manifesting as challenges in their life. This isn't magic. It's the outcome of emotional accountability. Life has a way of urging us to deal with our own energy. When you choose growth, healing, and peace, you don't just free yourself. You hold up a mirror to those who hurt you. And sometimes the hardest thing for them to face is their own reflection. 7. The power of your resilience. Your resilience is their reckoning. Every moment you chose to rise from pain or adversity, you sent a clear and powerful message to the universe. I won't be defeated. Resilience is more than just a personal triumph. It's a transformative force that reshapes both the individual and their surroundings. Each time you bounce back, you turn hardship into strength and adversity into a stepping stone for growth. Meanwhile, those who seek to harm or diminish you often find themselves trapped in their own cycle of insecurity and fear. Let's paint a vivid picture. Imagine a bully in a schoolyard. They shove you down, laughing, expecting tears or defeat. But instead of staying down, you rise, calm, steady, and unbroken. That simple act of standing back up is monumental. It tells the bully, the crowd, and yourself, you can't define me by your actions. Suddenly, the power shifts. The bully's attempt to belittle you has backfired, highlighting not your weakness, but their own desperation for control. Here's the psychology behind it. Bullies often act out of their insecurities, projecting their inner turmoil onto others. Their actions are fueled by a need to assert dominance or mask their vulnerability. When their victim doesn't crumble, their carefully constructed facade begins to crack. They're forced to confront a harsh truth. They lack the power to truly break you. This realization not only weakens their influence, but also exposes the emptiness of their behavior. Resilience isn't just about survival. It's about transformation. By refusing to let external forces dictate your worth, you reclaim control over your narrative. Over time, this strength becomes a form of power, quiet, unshakable, and undeniable. It's a power rooted in self-awareness and fortified by every challenge you've faced and overcome. And here's the best part. Resilience inspires. When others see you standing tall after being knocked down, it creates a ripple effect. Your strength encourages them to rise too. It shifts the culture from one of fear and submission to one of courage and empowerment. So remember this. Every time you overcome, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And in doing so, you're turning their actions into nothing more than echoes of their own fragility, while your resilience grows into an unyielding force. 8. Your role as a light worker, being the chosen one, in the metaphorical sense, often implies carrying a unique responsibility, one that is both a gift and a challenge. Your suffering is rarely just about you. It's a process that creates ripples far beyond your own life. The pain you endure, the lessons you learn, and the resilience you build become a map for others navigating their own hardships. Think about it. How many stories of great leaders, innovators, or healers began with adversity? History is filled with examples of individuals who turned their pain into power. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, not as a defeat but as preparation to inspire a nation. Malala Yousafzai transformed an act of violence against her into a global movement for education. These figures didn't just endure suffering, they used it as a platform to inspire and heal. The people who wrong you often play an unintentional role in your journey. They serve as cautionary tales, reminding others of the impact of cruelty and selfishness. By choosing forgiveness, not as a way of excusing their actions, but as a way of freeing yourself, you take the higher road. In doing so, you become an example of grace under pressure, demonstrating that light can always outshine darkness. Your story, with all its twists, turns, and tragedies, becomes a survival guide for others. Think of it as an evolving book, filled with hard-earned wisdom that someone else may one day pick up in their darkest hour. This transformation of pain into purpose doesn't just inspire others, it also heals you. When you rise above your struggles, you take control of your narrative. You're no longer defined by what happened to you, but by how you responded. Every storm, every trial was preparing you for the moment when the tables would turn. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a victor. Trust the process, knowing that every challenge strengthened your foundation. Now you have the power to shine as a beacon of hope. So let them carry the burden of their actions while you walk forward, carrying the strength of your transformation. In rising above, you show others what's possible when courage meets resilience. Your light doesn't just illuminate your path, it lights the way for others. To all the chosen ones watching this, your suffering wasn't meaningless. It was a transformation process, and now the energy is shifting. You're stepping into your power while those who wronged you face the storms they created. Remember, you don't need revenge. The universe has a perfect system for that. Focus on your growth, your peace, and your purpose. If this resonated with you, share your story in the comments below. Let's support each other as we rise above the pain and embrace the power we were always meant to have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more empowering content. Until next time, stay strong, stay chosen.